What's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video on Bitcoin and Jack Dorsey talking about Bitcoin, being very bullish on Twitter about everything and how it will replace the dollar, and starting up a little bit of drama with this Web3 crowd. But before jumping into that, if you are not subscribed, make sure to smash that sub button because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. But let's look at this Jack Dorsey tweet right here. We can see it's Cardi B tweet out, "Do you think crypto is going to replace the dollar?" And Jack responding, "Yes, Bitcoin will." And then you can see, obviously, the crowd of people coming out talking about, absolute nonsense, no way, can't happen. And they said this when Bitcoin was 1 penny, 10 cents, $1, $10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. They'll say it when it's 100,000, a million, 10 million, and they will continue to say it's not happening until they are forced to realize that it already is happening. So it's just adoption of Bitcoin continues moving forward. People want to say that it's never going to happen, and they sit out and stare at it and get even more upset every time that they're proven wrong because they sat out on the profits in their mind. And it really that's where you get really, really salty bears. But Jack Dorsey didn't end there. He was talking about the Web3 crowd, and that's like NFTs, things, kind of what would be decentralized protocols for the internet. And it's not exactly how people really think it is. You can see his tweet right here saying, "You don't own Web3, the VCs and their LPs do. It will never escape their incentives. It's ultimately a centralized entity with a different label. Know what you're getting into." And then someone responded to and said, "Wow, Santa isn't real. Not sure what that's supposed to mean." But this right here from Jack, I agree with wholeheartedly. Santa is real, and inflation will go away after he visits us. After Santa comes by and you get to see him in person, that's when inflation will go away. In case that's going right over your head, that would just basically means inflation is never going away. It will be here forever, and it has been here forever. You can look back at history. The dollar's lost 99% of its purchasing power. So, and obviously this tweet on its own just got everyone riled up, because now when you're trying to say that Web3 isn't what people think it is, there's going to be a lot of people who have a lot of money in there, or that's their get rich quick hope, and they're just hoping this NFT, this one NFT, just flips and makes them a millionaire. And then what they get stuck doing is holding the bag of everyone who is just using people who want to get rich kids, who want to make a bunch of money. They're using them. So there was a tweet, I don't know where it was, or I can't find it right now, but it basically said that Web 2, you were the product. So right now we are the product on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. The people, our data is the product to sell to advertisers, do all that stuff. But in Web3, it's saying the VCs, you are the exit liquidity. So if someone creates a $1 billion token or idea or NFT or something, they can hype it up, get people really excited about it, sell it to them, and make their $1 billion, and then it's worth $1 billion, the whole project or whatever. But the problem comes when whoever you sold it to, when they want to sell it, because the only reason they bought it is because it was promising to make them rich and do something for them and make them money. And when they can't sell it to anybody else, when they paid $10,000 for this thing and no one will buy it, that means it's worthless. So the people who created it make all the money. The people who get scammed into believing that this is something that's going to make them rich and get all their money hungry, they're the ones who are going to get hurt the worst, because they're buying worthless things. And that on its own might be something that riles people up right there, just saying that, like, exit liquidity. But people, everyone's going to go crazy and everyone has their own thing, and time will tell what's right and what's wrong. But looking deeper into Bitcoin, kind of looking at how everything's shaping up with it, we have liquidations, obviously very low, looking pretty good, stabilizing out here, not going crazy. The longs still coming in, so nothing ridiculous. Look at the funding rate. We actually have negative funding on FTX and OKEX and BitGet. So, and then token marginalized is a lot, pretty normal, but it's a lot of mixed funding, which is good. That means we flushed out those ridiculous longs, the people who were getting very, very greedy longing in the market and causing the collapse in price that we saw. Got rid of those guys. This happens all the time, and actually looked good from a funding perspective. If we look at the shorts here, we can see 1239. Shorts are actually down 3%. Longs are 34K, looking all right. We're seeing obviously longs kind of trickle up, while shorts being pretty volatile here, going down, spike up, massive downturn, spike up again, spike down. So getting a little volatile with shorts. Could be some short squeezes. That's basically what we're kind of setting up for, is short squeezes right now instead of a long squeeze. So I don't think we're anywhere near the levels where it would like rocket this price up to like $60,000 or new all-time highs or something like that. But we could see some short squeezes and pushing the price up, and then then we see market sentiment shift. Everyone starts to get more happy, and things start to flow a lot easier. So maybe on the lookout for something like that happening. And just looking at the Bitcoin price, we traded sideways out of this channel, like we were saying before, basically kind of having almost a bounce off of this red line, 45K-ish area, almost there, bouncing off. And the goal probably to get over this line here, 50,457, ultimately 53K, which isn't a line here, but that's a lot of analysts talks about getting back over that level to kind of get a little bit more clarity and more excitement in a bullish manner. But obviously the first hurdle, 50K basically itself, is obviously psychological. It's going to get a lot of people talking, change market sentiment. We're already seeing right now this big pump changing market sentiment, people getting super happy and saying, yeah, this is great. We've seen it before, and we could still be choppy. So it could be pump up, could be drop back down, just like we saw back here with pumps up, big downturn. This was, oh, we're all rich, we're all great, it's all good. And then this down, it's like, oh, it's going to zero, we're all broke, this is terrible. McDonald's application. So the sentiment flips wildly, and it's not really worth paying too much attention to. Could be choppy, could looking for 50,000. So depending on macro things as well, the market, how it responds to all these interest rate hikes, and the variant fear, obviously. So there's a lot of things coming in. Might be at like a peak fear level. We might have saw that yesterday. Yeah, we'll see if this is a dead cat bounce on the stock market as a whole, or even Bitcoin or something. But I mean, Bitcoin, that wouldn't make sense for that. But as a stock market as a whole, we'll see how that plays out. I think, unpredictable. We just gotta wait and just gotta see. Time will tell us what's happening. But it is interesting to see Jack Dorsey stepping down from Twitter as the Twitter CEO and just going all in on Bitcoin. He's all in on Square, changing the name to Block, and just really pushing this Bitcoin stuff and really liking it. And I think he's on the right track. So he's doing things, working with Bitcoin, and he obviously believes in himself all the way. He's been starting to tweet about it a little bit more, but he's not like super going out there like Michael Saylor or someone like that. But nevertheless, it is good to see him doing all of that. But it's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.